Hey, welcome to Chapter 5, Trouble with the S Word. Not being able to talk in school is a terrible problem, but having a girl desk buddy is even worse. It's the kiss of death. At recess, I heard Alvin and Flea sitting in a tree. Kissing. First comes love, then comes marriage, then comes baby in a baby carriage. Man, I used to hear that all the time as a little girl. I haven't heard that for a long time. Do you guys still say that? Oh, it really fried my rice. But the real problem with having a girl desk buddy is that she will follow you home, no matter how hard you try to ditch her. And it is hard to ditch her when your bus stops at the end of your driveway and nearly everyone gets off and your house is right there. And the whole gang can see that a girl is going up your driveway. Hi, said Miss Ho, called Flea as soon as she reached the top. Hello, Sophie, said my mom, smiling and using Flea's real name. It's very nice to see you. Mouths dropped open at the bottom of the driveway. Pinky, Jules, Sam, Nia, Eli, Scooter, and Hobson, the whole gang, stood speechless. It's nice to see you too, said Flea, blinking her one good eye at my mom. If there's anything good about Flea, is that she wears an eye patch over one eye, like a pirate. Also, one of her legs is longer than the other, like a peg leg, which is also marvelous. I'm Alvin's desk buddy again this year. That's wonderful, said my mom, smiling even more and holding the door open. Alvin is very lucky. Yep, said Flea, he's very lucky. Would you like to come in for some afternoon tea and rice crackers? I narrowed my eyes at Flea, which meant she had better say no and go away. And my mom narrowed her eyes at me, which meant I had better behave like a gentleman, or I had something coming. I like how they talk about him behaving like a gentleman. I love I love to, said Flea, and she stepped right inside my house and then sat down right in my chair, right across from Annabelle. Worse, Lucy came over and gave her a kiss that she usually gives to me. It's a terrible problem not being able to talk at school, Flea said right off. So having the right desk buddy makes a real difference. Mom nodded. She had that look on her face and She had that look on her face that said she thought Flea was a darling girl. It's a big responsibility, said Flea. So I'm even more prepared this year than I was last year. You have a PDK, said Annabelle. No, said Flea. But I made this. She reached into her backpack and pulled out a book. The book is on Alvin. It said on the cover, I wrote the book on Alvin, said Flea. Then Flea proudly opened her book. Page 1. Alvin can talk with his eyes. Flea read loud and clear. Page 2. There was a drawing of two eyes. My two eyes. These eyes mean he's thinking. I read. Flea nodded. She turned the page. Page 3. There was a drawing of two more of my eyes. These eyes means he's okay, read Flea. Page 4. A pair of anxious eyes. These eyes means he has to go to the bathroom, exclaimed Annabelle without reading. Hey, I said. Page 5. A pair of big round eyes. And these eyes means he has a bingo. What a great book, said my mom with that smile on her face that said she thought Flea was a very clever girl. I had still better be a gentleman or else. You are very observant, my mom added. Flea beamed. Thank you, she said. People think Alvin is uncommunicative, but he's really not. Alvin should be proud to have friends like you, said Mom. She was so pleased that she brought out a special treat, 2,000-year-old dragon beard candy in a box, and offered it to Flea first. As if that weren't enough, Flea asked for chopsticks. Then she slurped her tea like she really meant it and pinched a dragon beard candy between her chopsticks and popped it right into her mouth. She even chewed her mouth closed the whole time. I saw Dragon Bear's candy on a cooking show once, said Flea, dabbing her lips with her napkin. It's made of 8,000 strands of sugar wrapped around nuts and coconut and sesame seeds. My mom beamed. I'm taking aggression for girls, Flea went on. It's a combination of kickboxing and karate. It's supposed to make me stronger. And I got a goldfish this summer, and his name is Boatswain. He watches action movies and swims around only during the commercials. She smiled and reached for another piece of dragon's beard. I could hardly stand it. I think it's a stupid book, I blurted. And you're a stupid girl. Flea gasped. She clasped the book to her chest. Her mouth fell open, and some beard strands fell out. Alvin Ho, said my mom, you apologize right now. I hung my head. I had used the S word. I crossed my chopsticks this way. Then I crossed the chopsticks that way. My mom was giving me that look, which meant I had a better apologize or she would make dragon's beard out of me. Autoseconds turned to zeptoseconds, turned into autoseconds, turned into a blink of an eye, then into a heartbeat. Then my life crawled before my eyes. Sorry, I finally peeped. You notice it's written really small. I don't think you can see, but sorry is written really teeny, so I knew I should say it. Sorry. Tears filled Flea's eyes. It was not a good sign. I had a terrible feeling that a gentleman would never make a girl cry, even a girl with only one eye. Flea slipped the book on Alvin into her backpack and without a word headed out the door. I was so relieved and happy to see her go. I felt like dancing. If I had danced, the new look on my mom's face said she would have broken my legs. So I dashed out after Flea. I had a feeling that it was the gentleman thing to do, but I didn't really know. I couldn't remember. Hey, I huffed when I caught up with her, but Flea did not stop. She moves rather fast for someone who can only see half of everything and walks on uneven legs. Stop, I said. Flea stopped. She blinked her eyes. She crossed her arms. I breathed in, I breathed out. I did not feel so good. I was on the sidewalk in broad daylight. With a girl. Okay, I said. Okay, what? Said Flea. I'm gonna really mean it this time, I said. Flea waited. I waited. A car rolled by. I leaned over to see what was in the gutter. Nothing. I looked up to see if there might be any giant meteorites heading straight for Flea, but none. So finally I blurted, I'm sorry that it's a weird book and that you are a weird girl. Pow! I think it was an uppercut. I see it on Saturday afternoon boxing with my popo. An uppercut is when you curl your arm like you're picking up a pill of rocks, and then you send your fist into your opponent's jaw from the bottom up. I lifted off my feet and landed on my butt. Ow! I felt like crying, so I did. Just as I was about to duke it back with Flea, a police car rolled by, and everyone knows that a police car is much more interesting than punching a girl. It was a good thing that police car rolled by because I'm from a long line of farmer warriors in China and have been ducking it out. Oh, sorry, ducking. Duking it out since 14 AD, 714 AD. And it looked like Flea had taken lessons or something and knew what she was doing. So it would have been the battle to the death for sure. It is hard to say how scary that would have been. Whoa. Gotta be a gentleman. Bye, guys. Make sure you answer the questions.